How do you feel if certain people take more resources than others? Is it fair that a community give resources to those that won't try to better themselves? If we do decide to help someone, then how long should we help them for? Finally, why does a small minority consume the majority of resources? Today, let's talk about the Pareto Principle. The Pareto Principle, also known as the 80-20 rule, states that for many events, roughly 80% of the effects come from 20% of the causes. Named after Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto, the principle not only applies to economics, but to the welfare state as well. So much like yourself, I've encountered many people who desperately need help, but when you offer them help, they take what you have to offer but won't do anything else in return to further their own success. We could say that this is unjustified thinking, and contrasting points of philosophy state that we should help those that need it without limitations. But please indulge me in this example. Let's say a student that has no desire to do well in school, so the teachers get together along with all the parents to form a plan of action to help this child. And every teacher puts in time to help this student. Then, when a plan is formed, the student still doesn't want to work and instead just sits at home like a lazy ass. So the teachers meet again to form a different strategy. And when they give it a try for the second time, the student still doesn't want to work. That's twice now that everyone has gotten together to help one person. Is this a good use of time and human capital? Should we keep wasting everyone's time to help this student? Now, some of you are thinking, okay, well, teachers should help the student no matter what. But teachers also have other students that need them and want to do well. See, teachers are people too, and they have limitations of time and energy. So, all right, what about the students that are suffering that want to work and want to do well? They also lack the resources. Wouldn't it be more advantageous to give those students all the resources because he or she would use it and improve their life? I think you and I can agree that this is a better use of time and energy. And to focus on this effort, we should give resources to those that need it. But more importantly, a Duke University study wanted to test the Pareto Principle on a population of 1,000 subjects. And they found that 20% of the participants accounted for 81% of the criminal convictions, 77% of fatherless child rearing, 78% of prescriptions filled, 66% of welfare benefits, 57% of hospital nights, 54% of cigarettes smoked, and 36% of insurance claims. So then, what can we infer from this data? If 20% of the population consumes a greater number of resources from others, does that mean we should continue to spend resources to educate and empower them so they can uplift themselves? Will they be uplifted? But on that same logic, won't there still be some that refuse to change because they like being on social services? Now, to be fair, I'm excluding those that clearly have a physical limitation or a mental limitation. But we're talking about those that simply don't want to do anything at all. All right? So if so, should we give them social services, even though they refuse help? See, it really comes down to the question of, for how long? Or, how long do I keep helping you until I realize that it's not worth my time? So ask yourself this: is it fair to you? Is it fair to me? But however, there's a problem between notions of fairness and the Pareto Principle. You see, people that say it's not fair also forget that people on the other side of the argument will say it is fair. For example, those on welfare that refuse to work will say that society is unfair to them, so they should be cared for by other people. And those that work hard to earn a living will claim, why should my tax dollars care for you if you won't help yourself? Therefore, whenever someone claims fairness, it's actually not fair. A Harvard Law School paper titled "The Conflict Between Notions of Fairness and the Pareto Principle" conclude that a person who embraces a notion of fairness must also, on some occasions, favor adopting legal rules that would make every person worse off. Now, the Pareto Principle is not a blanket coverage to explain why 20% of the population uses 80% of the resources. More importantly, the principle seems to raise more questions than answers. So, since we're not solving this conundrum in a single YouTube video, I'm curious what you have to think about this. If you have an idea, why don't you leave comments below? I want to read those comments, and I want to make a response video based on your idea of the Pareto Principle and fairness. So until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.